Harlem Health Advocacy Partners, or HHAP, we help you with managing your existing chronic diseases, finding affordable health insurance. We have a virtual peer support group. We have meditation Mondays and peer support heart-to-heart Wednesdays, which is facilitated by our lovely Teresa Martinez. We also can connect you to other local and health social services agency. There's our number, Teresa Martinez. She's our social worker.
Thank you, Carrie. Today we will be presenting on everyday wellness, maintaining wellness even during the COVID-19 pandemic, which I know has been difficult for everyone. So we're going to talk about ways that we can manage as we get to the other side. So what is wellness? Wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes, so that instead of just surviving, we're actually thriving. Wellness is also an active process of becoming aware of and making choices towards a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is the quality or state of being healthy, not just in our bodies, but also in our mind. What does wellness mean to you? Wellness means different things to different people. The definition of wellness includes physical fitness, holistic care, happiness, relaxation, stress reduction, and emotional balance, mental and spiritual health. What things or circumstances detract from our feeling of wellness? Illnesses and new diagnoses, food insecurity, excessive worry, physical pain, systemic racism, depression and anxiety, and the pandemic, right? COVID-19.
There is some steps that we can follow to prevent the spread of COVID-19. For example, stay home if you are sick, wear a face covering, keep physical distance, keep your hands clean, washing your hands with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Also, get tested. There are free COVID-19 testing sites in all 5 boroughs. To find a site, nyc.gov/COVID-test. So for the latest information, visit nyc.gov/coronavirus.
So anxiety during stressful times. What is anxiety? Anxiety is a natural reaction to high stress situations, says Margaret Lemp, a clinical psychologist and behavioral health consultant lead at TriHealth. The stress is unusually high due to uncertainty, and we are constantly being inundated with new information. High levels of stress detract from our sense of well-being and can lead to sadness, anxiety, and depression. Managing stress and achieving wellness. These are some of the steps that we can take, that we can start taking now to help us manage our stress and help us achieve a sense of wellness. We can get moving, right? We hear that all of the time. Exercising increases those endorphins that help us to feel better about ourselves and about life. Eating healthy, right? We are tempted to go out and have ice cream and potato chips and all sorts of high-fat, high-salt foods when we're stressed and anxious, but it really doesn't help us. What does help us is trying to eat healthy in spite of what we're feeling, right? So making healthy choices in our meals. Maintaining social connections, of course, talking with a friend, talking with a family member, reaching out to your children, to your neighbors, anyone in church, anyone that helps to serve as someone that buoys and helps you to feel better just because of the time that you've spent together is a good source of contact. talk to a therapist. This is something that I recommend for anyone who feels like they may be feeling, extra stressed, extra anxious, if the anxiety is really impacting your ability to do the things that you normally do from day to day. If you feel like you have been out of it for 2 weeks or more, you really should talk to your physician about perhaps the need to talk to a therapist. Getting a hobby, I think that this is something that is important. Hobbies are ways that we spend time, and hobbies that we have are usually things that we enjoy doing, right? Because otherwise we wouldn't do it. We're not going to partake in a hobby that we find boring or that we really don't like. So getting a hobby and sort of thinking, because when you've never had a hobby, you may not even know what hobby would interest you. So sort of thinking about what would I do if I had a hobby. So get involved also in a cause that is important to you. There are so many different causes. There are, people that care about the environment, people that care about, animals, civil rights causes. Whatever really resonates with you may be something that you might want to lend some of your personal time to. Maintain medical appointments, right? So sometimes when we're feeling sort of out of it, we will reschedule a medical appointment that's a really important medical appointment, and we will delay in rescheduling it and actually attending that appointment. But it's important, especially if you have, if you have hypertension, if you're diabetic, it is really important to maintain those appointments and to be sure that your numbers, both in blood pressure and in diabetes, are appropriate and where they should be. And last but not least, practice mindfulness, religion, spirituality, or prayer. It can be one or all of these things. For many of us, praying helps us to feel better. Exercising our faith helps us to feel better. Some people say that they're not religious, but they are spiritual. Again, so whatever spiritual practices help you to feel centered and bring you back to that sense of wellness is important. Mindfulness activities like meditation can also help. So how do we achieve a sense of wellness during a pandemic? So these things include staying connected to others, being physically active. It's good to do not just, when we're feeling stressed and not well in general, but during a pandemic, we can still work out at home if we don't want to go outside. Monitor news intake. That is a biggie because when you turn on the news and it's all bad news, it really gets into your head and into your body, and you start to feel a lot more stressed. Keep up with your routines, right? Routines play a really important part in helping us to feel a sense of normalcy and a sense of things not being so awry, right? Actively manage your thoughts. So whether it's me watching the news and thinking, oh my God, when are we going to get out of this situation, or be worrying about, something else regarding this pandemic, it's important that I sort of stop in the middle of that worry and do something else. Change the channel in my head, right? We have to actively manage our thoughts so that we don't get so caught up in something that's really making us feel bad. Practice mindfulness, right? So whether it's meditation, whether it's deep breathing, practicing mindfulness is extremely important for some people. And stay positive. I know it's hard to do at this time, but I think one of the things that can help is if you think about other times in which you felt really, really stressed and you thought that this stress would never end, and you got to the other side and you felt better about it. These are the things that I tell people to refer to during this pandemic. Virtual and other activities to try during the pandemic. Zoom does provide a lot of games and activities that we can do socially without having to physically be in the same room. And so those games include virtual charades, virtual scavenger hunt, virtual book clubs, which I thought was a phenomenal idea. Someone can be the leader, you can choose a book, you can read a book and get back online and talk about what the book meant to you. Virtual church services. Again, we talked about the importance for many people of prayer and organized religion. I know that we can't physically get to churches now, but a lot of churches offer services via YouTube, via Zoom, via WebEx and all of these other types of virtual platforms. So virtual church for those people that really feel disconnected from their church members. FaceTime and Duo calls, Duo, whether you've got an Android, or FaceTime if you have an iPhone, or just a regular phone call, will do, right? Virtual holiday parties. I just attended one, a virtual scavenger hunt on that day, and it was really lots of fun. So the person that was facilitating it said, I want you to, I'm going to give you 1 minute to look around your house and bring back everything that starts with the letter C. And it was so much fun because you're trying to race against the clock and you're thinking and you're like, what do I have? Okay, so I have a can, I got a candle, what else do I have? So these games can be really, really fun. Virtual meditation, which Carrie talked about, the fact that I facilitate a virtual meditation group on Mondays, and that helps with stress and anxiety. And also virtual support groups, which I also facilitate on Wednesdays, that can be helpful as well. We are going to practice mindfulness, and one of the activities that's included in mindfulness is deep breathing. And deep breathing is something that can help us at any moment, at any time, anywhere. It's something that you can do wherever, whenever you need it. That you sit down somewhere where you're probably already seated somewhere comfortable. Bring down those legs and bring down those feet and place them flat on the floor. Then I'd like for you to sit straight up, align your spine with the ceiling in front of you. So pretend like there's a string that's sort of pulling you up, keeping you straight. All right. Relax your shoulders. Allow your arms to hang gently beside you. And you can have your hands like this, flat and sort of open palmed on your lap. So close your eyes. And the first exercise that we're going to do is the equal time for breathing in and out. And what that means is that we're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 5, and then you're going to exhale through your mouth for a count of 5. I'm going to count to 3. And I want you to set the intention that with each breath, you're taking in air that's clearing your mind and it's clearing your body of any thoughts or any energy that is stuck there. And when you exhale, I want you to push out any thought, any energy, any sense of anxiety that's still in your body. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Nice big inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we're going to try alternate nostril breathing. I want to forewarn you, this breathing exercise sort of rush a little bit of probably extra air that you're used to feeling in your head. So if you start to feel dizzy, nauseous, winded, any kind of way that's not comfortable, just stop. It's something that can be helpful to some people. Some people really enjoy it. And so alternate nostril breathing is exactly what it sounds like. We alternate using one nostril at a time to breathe in and out. So hold your finger to your right nostril. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to cover that left nostril and breathe out through my right. Then I'm going to breathe in again through my right. I'm going to close it and breathe out through my left. Let's close our right nostrils. Remember, we're still sitting up nice and straight. We're closing our eyes. And on the count of 3, we're going to take a nice deep breath through your left nostril. 1, 2, 3. In your left nostril. Hold it. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Hold it. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Hold it. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Hold it. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left, hold it, exhale through your right. Last time. Inhale through your right, hold it, and exhale through your left. So we have one more deep breathing exercise that we're going to try. We are just simply relaxing. We have our feet flat on the ground. Our spines are still straight and aligned with the ceiling in front of us. Our shoulders are still relaxed. Our hands are on our laps or on the chair beside us. Our top lid is gently meeting up with our bottom lid, and that means to close your eyes. And on the count of 3, you're just going to take a nice big inhale. You're going to feel your chest and your stomach rise, and then you're going to exhale through your mouth, and you're going to feel the air being expelled from your body. And I want you to set the intention that when you breathe in, you're bringing in all that nice oxygen, and you're refreshing your mind and your body. And when you exhale, I want you to feel your chest and your stomach down, and I want you to feel like you are just exhaling and pushing out any stress, any anxiety that you may still be feeling in this moment. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, nice big inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, and exhale. One last time, make it count. Nice big inhale, and exhale.